Welcome to the Know. I'm Ashley Jenkins.
I'm Turney.
It's been a rough generation for Xbox. After the incredibly successful Xbox 360, Xbox One's consistently lagged behind the PS4 in terms of sales, and not by a little margin either. And now, nearly 2 years in.
Oh my god, it's been 2 years.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it, but here we are about to hit November. Again, like we do every year, I guess. And yeah, it's been 2 years. And Xbox has recovered a little bit in terms of goodwill with gamers, thanks in no small part to the efforts of new head honcho, not new anymore, head honcho Phil Spencer, who took over from Mark Whitten. And it's looking less and less likely that Xbox can close the gap with its major competitor this generation. Even Spencer doesn't seem to think it can happen at this point.
Speaking at the GeekWire Summit, Spencer responded to the question as to whether or not Xbox One could outsell PS4 by shockingly being honest. He said, "I don't know. They have a huge lead and a great product." That's so nice. Usually it's all snarkies between those CEOs.
Not anymore.
Genuinely nice.
He's given up.
They're great. Everything's great. I never said they were bad. Everything's great. He went on to say that he doesn't want to define the success of the Xbox as it relates to the success of anything else, like, you know, PlayStation. He said, "I started off making some statements like, we want to win, and turning it into a competitive thing, but what I quickly realized is that you can only control, as a leader, the things that you can control. The products you can build, the features that you add to your platform, the ways you talk about yourselves and your team, and the products you build."
The more comforting view to take when you're behind, which, to give Spencer credit, he acknowledges. But I believe the guy. He's done a lot for Xbox since he took over. Almost immediately, he unbundled Connect, and he turned the focus from movies and TV back to games. He's built a really great reputation for being honest, even in interviews like this. He's secured some really great games for the system. All up, awesome. I'd love to see some indie games get more love and attention, but overall, I think him taking over is the best thing that could have happened to Xbox, aside from, you know, selling twice as many units.
Because twice as many units, by the way, would just take it to catching Sony at this point.
Yeah.
According to VG Charts, which is nice enough to do the heavy lifting and collect the charts for the US, Europe, and Japan.
Let's hear it for VG Charts.
Thanks, thank you. Thank you very much. Xbox One has sold 13.9 million units, and while that's better than the Xbox 360 was doing when it hit its second birthday, it's awfully far behind the 25.4 million units PS4 has sold in the same time period. Xbox can't even eat its dust because the dust has settled. That's how far ahead Sony is.
Xbox has had a few minor victories. It outsold PS4 in April and last November, at least in North America. I think it still got outsold in Europe. But those data points are mostly notable because they're the only ones. Otherwise, PS4 has completely dominated the sales game this time around. And even though Sony doesn't have much in the way of exclusive games coming out this holiday, they just dropped their price from $400 to $350 in the US, so it now costs the same as Xbox One. And between that and the release of the Uncharted collection and the start of the Star Wars Battlefront beta, sales of PS4 bundles on Amazon at least have jumped by as much as 441%.
By the way, I don't think the Battlefront PS4 is visually as cool as the Star Wars Xbox 360 was, but getting that bundle together was a really smart move on Sony's part. Love it or hate it, the hype train for that game is running at full speed, and PS4 is really the one benefiting.
And it's not impossible for Xbox to make up some ground this holiday. Battlefront is coming to that console 5 days early, sort of, for people who have an EA Access subscription, so like 5. And Sony doesn't have much coming in the way of huge exclusives during the holiday period, whereas Xbox One at least has Halo 5 and Rise of the Tomb Raider.
And if you cared at all about the story we did on the hype train, Halo 5, 100% hype.
Apparently.
Uncharted, 70-something%.
Hunt the truth.
They got that. It wouldn't hurt for them to consider dropping the price point again, though. I mean, honestly, one of the things the console had going for it until today was its lower cost. And for gifts, for families especially, it's really as simple as that.
And it also makes it easier to justify too when the hardware is not quite as strong as the PS4. They're also trying to appeal to the Xbox 360 crowd though with backwards compatibility, which is helpful since there are, 71 million Xbox 360 owners who haven't got an Xbox One yet? Maybe they all bought a PS4.
It's not completely outside the realm of possibility that Xbox One could catch up. Remember, PS3 launched with a year behind Xbox 360, but fast forward to today and PS3 has even actually passed 360.
Except Xbox 360 was only ahead by 5.3 million units after the first year, so by that logic, in 9 years or so, Xbox One will only be a few million behind. Yay!
But not
Great
even,
recovery.
Exactly. When not even the boss is bullish about pulling ahead of the competition, it's probably not all that likely. But you know what? It's ahead of where the Xbox 360 was, so we should just get a cake for that, I feel like.
Right.
And as a platform, it could still break 80 million units over its lifespan, so you know, that's something.
80 million, that's garbage. Time to just fold up shop, call it a day, make mobile games like Konami.
Yeah, what do you guys think? What would it take for Xbox One to pull ahead at this point? Let us know in the comments.
Or does Phil have it right, and should we all just stop thinking of this as a competition?
Yeah, like that's gonna freaking happen.
Yeah, it's not. Well, if you want to find out when the console wars are officially over, make sure you like and subscribe to The Know.
It had the little
It was
noises.
so great.
That was so cool. Beginning the just the tip. Jump, you know. That's what never mind. You know what? Let's keep going.